everybody, and welcome back to ReeYees Retro Toys. On today's episode, I'm going to take you on a walkthrough through my personal collection. Now, this is probably going to be a four-part episode, as this first episode is going to give you a general overview of my collection, of some of the toy lines I don't primarily collect. And then I want to do separate episodes on Star Wars, Ninja Turtles, and professional wrestling, as those are my three main areas of focus as a vintage toy collector. And I kind of wanted to give you a little bit of background about me as a toy collector, because you're probably wondering, okay, well, who is this ReeYees Retro Toys, and why should I care about what he has to say? What does he know about vintage toys? So I'm just going to give you a little background on me right now. I was born in 1980, so I grew up with Gobots, Transformers, He-Man, professional wrestling figures, Ninja Turtles, Star Wars, obviously. Of course, I played with those toys. Those are the toys I played with as a kid, and they always hold a special place in my heart as a collector, and I pick them up when I see them. You know, you can't collect everything, so we say. I started to actually collect toys back in around 93. Some buddies and myself, we got really interested in pro wrestling again after getting out of it for a couple years, and I started collecting the WWF Hasbro line, the 4-inch figures.
Oh yeah, check out these hot new WWF figures! Unleash the lightning power of the tornado, the sheer power of the barber, and the firepower of Sergeant Slaughter! Perfectly ridiculous!
That sparked my collector gene. Then in 95, Star Wars figures came out again, the Power of the Force line, you know, the hulked out versions that, you know, you can buy for probably $1 or $2 now, even in the package.
Only the Power of the Force brings you the biggest heroes and villains straight from the movies, and the largest fleet of full-scale vehicles ever. You're playing with the power. Star Wars, Power of the Force. Figures and vehicles each sold separately, batteries not included, only from Kenner.
They're not worth a lot now, but that sparked my interest in Star Wars again, seeing those on the shelf, so I started collecting the Power of the Force line. Episode 1 came out from Star Wars, and that's when I started really getting into the vintage line. I started collecting the Men on Card Return of the Jedi figures and loose Star Wars figures when I could find them. And my Ninja Turtles fascination started in 2012.
From Playmates!
When I uncovered my childhood collection in my parents' basement. I just fell in love with them all over again, so I started toy hunting and going to yard sales, going to flea markets and toy shops, eBay, to try to collect those, and I have a good majority of those on card now. That's kind of my story in a nutshell. Without further ado, I bring to you the first episode of my collection of ReeYees Retro Toys. So here is what I like to call my collector cave in our basement. You're greeted by some nice Ninja Turtle artwork and sticker machine displays. And then as you walk in, you have your floating Toys R Us rack with a lot of my Ninja Turtles on them. And then the other Toys R Us end cap that I picked up with my Star Wars stuff. And my wall of Ninja Turtle Men on Card figures. And then to the right, you have a lot of my Ninja Turtle stuff, which is going to be featured in a separate episode. This is just kind of giving you a tour right now. Behind the door here, I have some WWF Hasbros, Ninja Turtle Blimp, my WWF LJNs, and some AWA figures. And my He-Man, Star Wars, more Ninja Turtles. Carded Ninja Turtles. Turtles. Can you tell I like Ninja Turtles? some more IKEA Detolf displays with my other figures in them. So again, I'm going to only focus on the lines that I don't primarily collect in this episode, so I'm going to show you this corner right now. So here is my Dick Tracy min-on-card collection. I was a big fan of the movie and the toy line as a kid and played with them a lot.
Will Dick Tracy get there, or will Itchy and Flat Top get away? Find out next time. Dick Tracy, figures, vehicles, and watch each sold separately from Playmates.
So I have quite a few of those on the card. I think I'm missing maybe 3. Of course, I don't have the elusive blank figure that was apparently only released in Sears in Canada because they didn't want to give away the fact that Madonna was the blank. And then here's a little bookcase I put together. Has some of my Pac-Man stuff, Noids. Remember the 7-Up Spot guy? There's a little Alf. There's a talking E.T. My Pac-Man metal lunchbox. There is the Gobot Zod. And a couple Mad Balls. There is the knockoff Bonkers Ugly Ball. The gray one there.
What scary bounces and has a face only a mother could love? Ugly Ball. You can get one free from Bonkers Chewy Candy by sending 10 outside wrappers to Bonkers Ugly Ball, Box 1197, Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
Ugly Balls from Bonkers. You'll love them.
I always liked him. I like the knockoff ones. Some Dukes of Hazzard. And then if you go down here to the bookcase, you have vintage puzzles, Star Wars, Masters of the Universe, Ninja Turtles, and there's some vintage books, He-Man, Dukes of Hazzard, and my games, Mutant Maker, Ninja Turtles, some more puzzles. There's the, was it Tower of Doom? Yeah, Tower of Doom, Ninja Turtle game. And then I have my VHS collection of Ninja Turtles.
On video cassette, just $24.99. Get them while they're hot.
And I even have an old rental copy of the Inhumanoids movie. And Ewoks. Thundercats. All sorts of different stuff. Cops. And right beside the Dick Tracy collection, I have more min-on-card figures. These are socket poppers. They were released by Ertl in '91. I actually had these as a kid. These two, the Muck Monster and Dracula. And I just think they were kind of a neat line, and I love the card color. It's a bright neon orange. Very early 90s. There's Pee Wee Herman with his scooter and helmet from Pee Wee's Playhouse. There is a signed Rat King from Kevin Eastman's collection. Hulk Hogan watch. This is the one Rock Lord I had as a kid, Tombstone. I got him on card. And of course, what kid in the late 80s did not love Batman?
Batman, haha, you missed. Yeah, but I only missed once. You can't escape Joker. Just watch if you can. You won't be alone for long.
There's Bob the Goon, the Joker, and Batman. These were from Toy Biz. And then I have the Monsters series Ghostbusters mummy figure.
Hi, guys. Meet my mummy, the Mummy Monster. Drop everything, Winston. Heads up, Bankman. Blast him. What a pinhead. Run.
Which I had as a kid. And Bug-Eye Ghost. There is Psycho from the Toxic Crusaders. I believe that's 91. Playmates toys. And the Ultimate Warrior Flashlight. A couple Supernatural figures on card. And the relatively failed toy line, Barnyard Commandos. I had a couple of those as a kid. I think I got them at a birthday party.
Like Allison. Uh-oh.
Yes. Hey, Warrior Commander.
All right.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That's different. Their coat is pink like
Two of them.
Wow.
From a friend of mine. And there's a whole package of Guts, the Aikido Force, and the Earl Batmobile. And next to my Toys R Us end cap, I have my He-Man and the Masters of the Universe collection.
He-Man, He-Man. Who's the big guy with the muscles?
He's He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe.
I have a complete Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain. And yes, the microphone does work. The microphone up there. I believe it takes a 9-volt battery. And I have some of the relatively common figures there at the top. There's some Complete Faker, Prince Adam, I have Moduluk, Triclops back there, and there is the Horde Trooper. He's pretty hard to find. Ram Man, Stratos, Tila, and Orko with his pull string. And I have some other kind of harder to find figures back there. Panther and Battle Cat with He-Man and Skeletor, both complete. There's Thunder Punch He-Man. And there's Merman. I always thought he was kind of a cool figure. There's Sorod, and he actually sparks, and he's complete. An Old Master Universe Cup. Spycore. I have him too. Oh, and there's the little Hobbit troll dude from the Masters of the Universe movie back there. And he was in the movie too. And then here's my Gobots shelf. There's the Gobots Command Center. I actually have the box for this. It's just in storage. And I like to just have it out displayed.
Gobots! Here comes the Gobot Command Center!
Your parents put it together.
Oh!
You can change it to a landwalker and a mighty fortress.
And all of my various Gobots. Leader 1 and Turbo and Scooter. There's Screwhead back there. There's the gray version of Leader 1 and the blue version of Leader 1. I always liked him too. He was a mail-away figure called Creepy.
Creepy, yours free when you buy any 4 Gobots, each sold separately only from Tonka.
And there is Psykill, the 2 different versions of Psykill side by side there. The red, white, and blue version, and then the green and black version. And these are Powertron figures. They wind up and they smash into a wall and then they turn into a robot.
Powertron, they're alive. Powertron, each sold separately by Ertl.
And there are the Super Gobots figures that they released later on. More of a larger scale, like Transformers.
You'll never forget the day your home was invaded by Super Gobots, each sold separately from Tonka.
I have Leader 1 there, Psykill, and then the Yellow Beetle there is a guy called Bugbite. I vividly remember having him as a child and playing a lot with him. So anyway, I have a fond love of the Gobots line. I know they don't get as much glory as the Transformers, but I had a lot of fun playing with these guys when I was a kid. And on this shelf here sits my Technodrome and the incredible Inhumanoids Tendril figure.
Inhumanoids, the evil that lies within.
I got him from my buddy Rick at Time Capsule Toys. I think I traded some Ninja Turtles for him. I've always wanted him. He's just such an awesome giant figure. There are a couple other Inhumanoids back there. Granuk. And then I have my music VHS collection back here on the shelf, along with some Coleco Sectaurs figures from, I believe, 1984.
Collect the fierce armies of Dargon and Spydrax with their attack insectoids and fierce legions of warriors. Sectaurs by Coleco.
And that was the human-bug hybrid people. And they also had pet giant bugs they came with. I always thought that was a neat line. And then I have the 2003 series Donatello and Raphael mech wreckers. You can actually put batteries in them and they will walk. And I have some horror VHS back there. And then in the corner here are my plush items. I have a plush Alf, my pet monster. He is complete with his handcuffs.
And all your friends will want him for their friends, too.
My pet monster has breakaway chains from Amtoy and American Greetings Company.
And I got that from my buddy Matt Cloud, who is an independent horror film director. And another plush Alf and Donatello. And then I have behind here some books, a vintage Dukes of Hazzard lunchbox, which is signed by, where is it? Right here. Ben Jones, who played Cooter on the show. My dad and I found this at a local flea market